Good evening. We are live from Pocketteville in Highlands, Harare. This is News at 8. I am Yvonne Mokondani.
Good evening. I am Irene Yarambi. Peaceway Jomunyika is at the Sign Language Desk. Let's take a look at our top stories.
President Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa sends a message of condolences following the deaths of 3 Highlanders Football Club executives.
In business news, public-private partnerships are bearing fruit.
And in sports, Moors jump into top 8 with dominant 2-0 victory over FC Platinum. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. The President, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, has sent a message of condolences following the deaths of 3 Highlanders Football Club executives in an accident, describing the loss as one felt not only by the club but by the nation.
In his condolence message through a statement by the Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Martin Rushwaya, President Mnangagwa expressed a deep sorrow over the death of Highlanders Chairman, Colonel retired Kenneth Mhlope, Vice Chairman Fiso Siziba, and Treasurer Gani Koza.
President Mnangagwa directed that the deceased be accorded state-assisted funerals.
He said Highlanders Football Club is more than a team. It is an institution and a symbol of heritage, unity and national pride. He described the late executives as sons of the soil who dedicated their lives to developing football in Zimbabwe, serving Boso and the nation with dedication, humility and a love for the game.
The President also said losing 3 custodians of such a revered national institution in one tragic moment is a loss, not only to Highlanders but the entire nation.
On behalf of the government, ZANU-PF and the people of Zimbabwe, President Mnangagwa extended his deepest condolences to the Highlanders Football Club family, the bereaved families and friends and the wider football fraternity. Meanwhile, government has given a state-assisted funeral for the 4 victims of the Mbembesi accident. 3 of the victims are Highlanders Football Club executives and the club's avid supporter.
The government has accorded a state-assisted funeral for the 4 victims of the Mbembesi accident. Delivering the message, Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Bulawayo Province, Honorable Judith Ncube, said government stands with the affected families during this difficult time.
Sizokwethula ke ilizwi elivela kumongameli ukuthi umsebenzi lo uzaba yi-state assisted funeral. Yes, sizancedisana lapho kumele sincedisane khona, sibambisane umthwalo lo ngoba unzima, kodwa nxa sibambisene sonke kumele kungani ukuthi yisi mbijana.
The Ministry of Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture, supported by different stakeholders who included officials from the Zimbabwe Football Association, Sports and Recreation Commission, Premier League clubs, visited the affected families.
It's a very difficult moment for the sports fraternity. And as government, together with my teams, I'm here with SRC and ZIFA, both the national and the regional leadership of ZIFA. We have been going around all the families, paying our condolence messages and assuring them that this is beyond family mourning. We are mourning with them together as with all the 4 families.
ZIFA Southern Region Chairman Chris Mtungwazi said the region draws support from the various stakeholders during this difficult time.
It is indeed a dark period, and it has united the people, to share in this grief. And we are quite encouraged by the support we are receiving from people from different regions, from different walks of life. Support we have received even from the government.
The Highlanders family has expressed appreciation for the state-assisted owner revealing plans for the burial of the quartet.
Inform His Excellency that we are highly grateful for the privilege. And as Highlanders, we are also touched that we have received tremendous support from all sectors in the sporting world, involving the organizations right from the ministry, SRC, ZIFA, PSL, and we also are highly appreciative of the support that we have received from our sister clubs. We are yet to finalize as to whether it's Monday or Tuesday. We are also working out the program together with the families, together with the government representatives, and we are also at the same time finalizing the venues whereby we intend having a memorial service at Barberfield Stadium, followed by the interment at Lady Stanley for our colleagues.
Chairman Kenneth Mhlope, Vice Chairperson Fiso Siziba, Treasurer Nkani Khoza, and Superfan Mbalenhle Sibanda died in a horrific accident 64 kilometers before Bulawayo along the Harare-Bulawayo Highway. Mchokozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
Village business units have become an important pillar of Zimbabwe's rural transformation agenda by combining irrigation, production and local enterprise to strengthen food security. In Rushinga district, families once dependent on dried vegetables now have access to fresh produce while earning an income.
Picking fresh vegetables was once a rare sight in Dondo village of Rushinga district, but today lush green gardens tell a story of transformation. A beneficiary of Dondo Village Business Unit, VBU, says the garden is not only putting nutritious food on the table, but money into the pockets of local families.
Takaunzirwa VBU redu na Mnangagwa ende zvatibatsira vanhu vese muno mutatakagara asi tato employer vanhu vakawanda atisi kugara mudzimba tiri kuita basa sebasa muno.
With guidance from agriculture extension officers, the community is embracing diversified production, enabling beneficiaries to increase yields.
Dondo VBU rine 47 beneficiaries wese vari kuwana zvavanowana mushure mekunge tatengesa zvatarima izvi. Panapa tine kaportion kechibage which is something like 0.4 hectares. Tine 0.3 tomatoes. Tine nekamuka 0.2 kemacabbage.
20 kilometers away at Nyano Village Business Unit, tomato production is generating steady incomes for 64 beneficiaries.
Takati madomasi redu rineri tiri mubatanidzwa wegroup renhamba yawana 64 mabeneficiaries. Zvinototibatsira sezvinhu zvanga tisina munzvimbo zvakadai izvi tatowanawo basa rokuti hatingazomboshayiwa kubata mari nemadomasi atinawa.
Rushinga legislator Honorable Tendai Nyabani toured different school and village business units in Rushinga, highlighting the district's commitment to rectify challenges in line with the Second Republic's vision.
Vakwatava kwese ukubva kunana Chongoma kusvika kuno nofunga mukuzvionera mega kuti ndo projects akaiswa nehurumende atikuti tikufambira maVBU nemaschool business units nemayouth business units. Ndiri kuona zviri kubatsira zvikuru, miriwo, madomasi, chibage, bhinzi, zvakasiyana-siyana zviri kuitwa izvozvo. Tine chidonzvo redu raPresident revision 2030 kuti patosvika vision 2030 munhu wese anenge akuzviwanira mari akuzviwana chikafu chakafanira.
VBUs are creating employment for an estimated 1.25 million youths and women countrywide. They are also stimulating agro-industrialization and rural development. Tapiwa Machemedze, ZBC News, Rushinga.
The rural industrialization drive is gaining traction in Mashonaland East Province, with a Goromonzi-based young entrepreneur establishing a viable manufacturing and farming business, creating employment opportunities for local communities.
As part of strides to increase local production and reduce imports, Goromonzi's 37-year-old Grace Musa is proving that determination, innovation and diversification can transform communities. Musa, who founded the Discovery Coin Company, is contributing to the country's industrialization agenda after establishing a serviettes manufacturing plant as well as embarking on horticulture production, thereby creating employment for local communities.
Discovery Coin kuuya kwayakaita mukati meupenyu wangu wachinja zvakawanda. Ndanga ndakangogara kumba all along. Mukati muwarehouse mumaservice tisu takatotanga nekutodzidziswa the first two ladies takatanga kupeka maservice.
Ndandisingagone kana zvekurima. Vandatanga kudzidziswa kuti one ndibva ndabva mukurima zvese kubva kumacucumber zvese zvinorimwa.
Panapa pari create employment. Ndawamwe vazhinji vezera redu vari mumadrugs but inini ndiri ndakawanirwa nyasha kunge ndichishanda pano.
From humble beginnings, Miss Grace Musa's plant is producing up to 10,000 cases of serviettes every month, supplying both local and regional markets, while a horticulture section is utilizing greenhouse technology to increase production in the face of climate change.
MuZimbabwe zvinhu zvizhinji zvatinenge tichiona zvinhu zvakanzi made from China, made from England, but tiri kuda kuchinja the narrative yekuti isusuwo tichava nezvigadzirwa zvinobva muno muZimbabwe chititionziwo proudly made from Zimbabwe.
Mashonaland East Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution recently toured the farm and manufacturing plant and was impressed with the level of productivity and diversification of projects.
This is a very big venture, but it's operating on 20 hectares. She's employing more than 165 people directly and other hundreds indirectly. She's supplying to our big blue chip companies. Miss Grace Musa is the epitome of what we want to see happening across the province, making a sterling contribution to the GDP of our economy.
As her business continues to expand, Grace Musa's story demonstrates that locals can create industries, generate employment, and contribute meaningfully to national development if they become innovative and take advantage of abundant investment opportunities that have been created under the Second Republic. Kenya's Chivuje, ZBC News, Koromont.
Zimbabwe and Egypt have reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening cooperation in various areas, including agriculture, energy, infrastructure development, information communication technology, health, sport, among others. This emerged during the 74th Egypt Independence Anniversary celebrations held in Harare Thursday night.
The commemorations highlighted the enduring friendship between the two countries, built on shared historical ties, mutual respect and cooperation across key sectors. Representing the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Professor Eamon Murwira, Secretary for Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Ambassador Albert Chimbindi, highlighted the significance of the relationship between the two countries and promoting economic diplomacy through expanded trade, investment and technology transfer.
This celebration offers a vital opportunity to reaffirm the enduring bond between our two nations that you've already alluded to, Ambassador. A relationship founded on mutual respect, solidarity, our strategic collaboration in pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, and human capital development, exemplified by the recent life-saving cardiac surgeries conducted by Egyptian medical teams at Barrenyatwa Group of Hospitals, demonstrates how political goodwill is transformed into tangible social economic benefits.
Egyptian Ambassador to Zimbabwe, Her Excellency Dr. Maha Siral Eldin Mustafa Kamel Ahmed Al-Sarafi, noted the sustainable exchange of expertise between the two countries.
Ours is a relationship forged in struggle and sustained by genuine brotherhood. Egypt was proud to stand alongside the Zimbabwean liberation movement in its fight against colonial rule, and among the first nations to establish diplomatic relations with Harare following independence in April 1980. This year marks the 46th anniversary of our bilateral relations. That solidarity has matured over more than 4 decades into a warm and multifaceted partnership. In recent years, our two countries have deepened cooperation across agriculture and agro-industry, trade and investment, education, health and cultural exchange.
The Egyptian envoy also congratulated Zimbabwe on its election to the United Nations Security Council as a non-permanent member, saying the achievement reflects growing confidence in the country's leadership on continental and global issues, while reaffirming Egypt's commitment to working closely with Zimbabwe in advancing Africa's common interests. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
Speaker of the National Assembly, Advocate Jacob Mudenda, says constant capacity building is critical for legislators to grasp the concepts of budget analysis at a time when the country's priorities are anchored on national development. Mhlomli Ncube gives us that report.
Portfolio committees in Parliament are being taken through critical budget analysis procedures. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Advocate Jacob Mudenda, says the process is critical considering the importance of a national budget in relation to socio-economic development.
It is important that they have the capacity to analyze the proposed budget critically. In the process of analysis, it is important that the budget addresses the question of the pro-poor, areas where development appears to be lagging in terms of roads, health delivery services, education delivery services, and also the question of water supplies. So it is critical that they understand the dynamics regarding, what the budget ought to address. And also, in doing so, they are looking at the principle of equity, the proportionality of disbursements of the allocated funds.
Parliament has been taking legislators through budget analysis seminars and inviting different committees. The objective has been to enable competence in budget analysis due to the legislature's oversight role in national development programs. Mhlomo Lingcobe, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The ZANU-PF Secretary's capacity building workshop ended this Friday with consensus on strengthening understanding of heritage-based education, the role of political education, innovation and research in driving national development.
The past 2 days witnessed participants having discussions and presentations from state universities, various government ministries and the Herbert Chitepo School of Ideology. Drawn from the country's 10 provinces, the secretaries acknowledged the workshop as insightful.
There are takeaways that we appreciated, like making use of the community and the environment to develop our schools and engage the parents and engage the community such that we can develop together in fulfillment of Vision 2030.
Tinothemba kuti tawana mukana isusu sema-secretary for education kuti tizive zviri kuitika muministries anobata nezvedzidzo, iyo ministry yeprimary and secondary education nemamwe achievements vari kuitwawo kwahigher education tavhurika.
ZANU-PF Secretary for Education, Ideology and Research, Comrade Charles Tavengwa, who is also Harare Metropolitan Minister of State for Provincial Affairs, highlighted the importance of such engagements and strengthening the party's commitment towards national development, innovation and academic excellence.
Education must continue to produce citizens who are innovative, self-reliant and committed to serving their communities and their country. We have also taken clear note of the important issues raised during the plenary sessions. These include, among other studies, the strengthening of technical and vocational education, support for learners facing integration challenges.
The workshop concluded with participants concurring political education is not just an event but a continuous process, noting as representatives they carry the responsibility of educating other party members on the ruling party's vision, history and policies. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
Business and politics came together in Bulawayo as ZANU-PF Bulawayo province hosted a fundraising dinner ahead of the 23rd National People's Conference slated for Chinhoyi in October. The business community was urged to work closely with the ZANU-PF-led government to unlock business and development opportunities.
The government continues to open doors for local business people who are eager to work for the development of the country and supportive of the Second Republic transformative policies. This emerged at the ZANU-PF fundraising dinner for the forthcoming 23rd National People's Conference, which will be hosted by Mashonaland West Province, with business leaders who attended saying they appreciate the platform and are ready to partner with government for growth.
Years ago, we entered the cannabis industry, which I think will be a huge advantage for Zimbabwe. We need to collaborate with government because Government and business working together, no man can be an island.
Business and government work together. It forms an ecosystem that makes a lot of sense, and we're all pushing in the same direction.
Emphasize the importance of business collaborating with the government, with the ruling party, because you benefit a lot, you expose yourself to opportunities that you can utilize.
Provincial political leadership reiterated that collaboration between the ruling party, government and business is key to securing opportunities and advancing the aspirations of the country's citizens.
When it comes to issues of conferences, congresses, in between we have the Youth League, which also are going to have their own conferences. It needs money. We've got the Women's League, which are going to have their conferences. It needs money. It's a whole lot of issues which are involved. So we believe that as a party, we don't exist in a vacuum. We exist amongst the people who are you yourselves.
And today it's our very blessed day to have 3 people in this room: the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Industry, and a group of business practicing people in Bulawayo. To bring you under one roof, it makes me believe that it is not only fundraising that we are gathering here for, but to look at the same time, what is our responsibilities in Bulawayo as a people.
Policymakers who attended the dinner emphasized that the business community must utilize opportunities being offered under the government's mantra of inclusive development.
We've got PPP partnerships that are available through local government, and I encourage you to take advantage of those opportunities.
There is a lot that is happening in Bulawayo. I'm so grateful, but we can still do more. We can still do better. At least, Baba Chairman, Baba Swanda, there is a lot that is happening around Bulawayo. It's an indication that there are some investors who are very much keen investing in Bulawayo.
But having grown in this party, what I've learned is how the party, from its foundation, has been integrated with business. We would not have gone far in liberating this country if business did not support the liberation movement.
We have a ZANU-PF-led government. The government is delivered. I recall when we started in 2018, civil servants didn't know when they would get paid. They did not know their pay date. And even when the pay date, supposed pay date arrived, they did not receive their salaries. But that has all changed. To the business people here, investing in ZANU-PF, donating to ZANU-PF is in fact an investment in the business conditions of the future, for the success of your own business. We have a vision, Vision 2030, it was crafted in ZANU-PF. It's now a vision for the government, where we aspire to be an upper middle income economy or country by year 2030.
Government is championing developmental projects under the Leaving No One and No Place Behind.
Government has reaffirmed its commitment to capacitating institutions of higher learning so that they are able to churn out professionals. Now, this came out during the 29th graduation ceremony of the Christian College of Southern Africa, COSA, in Harare.
Joy and jubilation engulfed the heritage village here in Harare as over 70 students from the Christian College of Southern Africa, COSA, were conferred with diplomas in various fields. For the graduates, they are looking forward to contributing to the country's economic development.
I was doing a program in international communication, diplomacy and NGO studies. Ndichitarisira kuti ndichange ndichipinda mu communication, my fraternities and communication.
I've loved writing, but when I decided to join media, it was to perfect my art and obviously for the opportunities that will come with it.
tichitarisira kuendererawo mberi.
Being conferred with this diploma, it means now I'm able to represent in a more professional way.
And I'm just looking forward to everything will just flow for me.
Representing the Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Honorable Musoda, the Deputy Minister, Honorable Marupi, noted how the institution has supported government initiatives.
I am delighted to highlight that at least 60% of all media practitioners in Zimbabwe have passed through off. Let us all feel challenged to continue working for the country and safeguard the gains of an independent and prosperous Republic of Zimbabwe.
This year's graduation ceremony also coincided with the institution's 50th anniversary of skills development.
We are affirming a tradition where each milestone attained becomes the foundation upon which futures, institutions, and indeed nations are built.
Over the years, the Christian College of Southern Africa, COSA, has produced veteran broadcast and print media journalists who have further on gone to make a mark in both the digital and mainstream media landscape here in Zimbabwe and beyond. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
Government is creating a conducive environment for tourism to thrive through improved infrastructure and connectivity. This came out during a Ministry of Tourism and Hospitality Industry strategic consultative meeting in Bulawayo this Thursday.
As Zimbabwe accelerates the drive towards an upper middle income society by 2030, the tourism sector is leading from the front after being identified as a low-hanging fruit. Stakeholders who spoke to ZBC News on the sidelines of the Ministry of Tourism and Hospitality Industry Strategic Consultative Meeting in Bulawayo this Thursday lauded the Second Republic for accommodating them in policy formulation which enhances a sense of ownership.
We are the people who actually interact with the tourists on the ground, and we ensure that as we interact with the tourists on the ground, both domestic, regional, and international, we get to actually find out exactly what it is that they would want to be improved on the tourism sector.
Kuleminye imithetho eyokuthi vele thina njengabantu njengamasomabhizinisi kuqakathekile kakhulu ukuthi ugovernment ukhulumende wethu esi-involve ukuthi sibone ukuthi lathi singaba le input anjo sibabonise ukuthi okwenzakala ngaphansi ebantwini.
Siyabonga ubaba wethu umongameli ngokusilethela ama-programs awe-tourism ngoba ayasincedisa ku-economic growth. Kathesi njengabomama sesenza sodwa okwama-restaurant, siyakwazi ukupheka, senza ama-cookout competition, and we are empowering a lot of ladies.
Ngiyajabula ukuba phakathi nale i-workshop ngoba ngifunda okuningi okungiyade ngingakwazi ukuthi imithetho lo efakwayo enye besingayisebenzisi.
The Hospitality Association of Zimbabwe applauded government for its open-door policies that allow tourism players to actively participate in shaping policies that govern their operations.
This is very, very important because that is the starting point where we start where we share our issues.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, Dr. Takaruza Munyanyiwa, outlined key strategic plans aimed at sustaining tourism growth under NDS2.
We have today gathered tourism stakeholders. This is a diversified group of tourism stakeholders to make their input into the national tourism sector strategy, which will involve us reflecting on the past in NDS1 achievements. And just to suffice also to say that this sector strategy development is coming on the background of a very positive foundation, Zimbabwe having had major endorsements.
The recent launch of a direct Zimbabwe flight to London is one such milestone that is expected to boost tourist arrivals and foreign currency inflows.
Now, viewers are advised that all ZBC television content and radio stations are available on our new OTT Plus, Z Plus, which is available. So all you need to do is download Z Plus and stay connected wherever you are. Also, do remember that we are available on our website www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also link up with us on our various social media platforms from Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, as well as our WhatsApp channel. We are ZBC News Online.
And now here are the stories still to expect in this bulletin. Public-private partnerships are bearing fruit. And in sport, Moors jump into top 8 with dominant 2-0 victory over FC Platinum. Now we'll be bringing you these and more stories after the break.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant, but the fuse is about to go boom!
Beneath our soil lies more than mineral wealth. It is opportunity, innovation, and the foundation of Zimbabwe's industrial future. From resource extraction to value addition, manufacturing, transport, and energy, Zimbabwe is driving growth through mining value chains. And every year, the leaders shaping this future gather under one roof. Welcome to MineEntra 2026, the premier platform where mining companies, suppliers, investors, innovators, and policymakers connect, collaborate, and unlock new opportunities. Join us from the 29th to the 31st of July 2026 at the Zimbabwe International Conference and Exhibition Smart City in Bulawayo. Exhibit at MineEntra 2026 to expand your network and grow your business. Register your attendance today. MineEntra 2026. Unearth, transform, prosper. Anchoring economic transformation through mining value chain.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant, but the fuse is about to go boom!
For over a decade, Zimbabwe waited. Now our game returns. One nation, one competition, one dream. Bringing Zimbabweans together through the game they love. From juniors to professionals, from beach soccer to futsal, from every corner of Zimbabwe, a pathway from community fields to national teams. The Munumutapa Challenge Cup is calling all genders, all regions, all of Zimbabwe. The biggest cup challenge this nation has ever seen. Follow the journey, support your team, be part of history.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. You're still watching News at 8. Now, Shishavane District, through the Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council, has commenced the distribution of a Sayana Press contraceptive, a measure anticipated to significantly reduce the number of unwanted pregnancies.
The Zimbabwe National Family Planning Council, ZNFPC, in Midlands Province has intensified efforts to promote long-acting reversible contraceptive methods amid heavy reliance on short-term options, particularly oral pills by women in the province. As part of efforts to expand contraceptive choices, ZNFPC is promoting the Sayana Press self-care contraceptive method, which allows women to administer the injection at home.
Benefit resayana press kwandiri ndere kuti izvoni inini pachangu handisisina pressure yekufunga kutora mapills. Ndava kungorangarira zuva rimwe chete after 3 months. And sayana press yakanakira kuti iwewe unonguva yekuronga paunodira iwewe kuzoita mwana ndo paunoita.
Family planning isisiza ukuthi sikwazi ukwenza izinto zethu ngesikhathi. Ngiyakhona ukuthi even abantu abami ispace indlela abaspacena ngakhona.
Yakanakira kuti ndinoti kana ndaibayiwa inondipa nguva yakaita se 3 months andadzokera kunobayiwa.
Authorities have expressed optimism about its potential to fill the void left by other contraceptives.
When it took up Sayana Press, people have accepted it, and the uptake is actually increased. So in comparing with other injectables, actually they are taking it up well, because at least they can still grab it and go home and administer it when it becomes convenient for them.
Kasayana Press akakayaka ka new kid aka ka injection ka diki asi kasiyana ne Depo Provera. Depo Provera inetsono hombe, but aka Kasayana Press aka kani katsono ka diki kanobayiwa mu skin.
ZNFPC believes sustained community engagement, improved access to long-term contraception, and greater male participation are key to improving reproductive health outcomes in the province.
In other news, government has reaffirmed its commitment to improving access to water and sanitation for learners, leveraging on its borehole drilling exercise, which has seen most rural schools benefiting.
Access to clean water and decent toilets has always been a challenge to most rural schools, but over the years the situation has changed, with authorities prioritizing the sinking of solar-powered boreholes and construction of toilets to ensure learners are kept healthy. This Friday, all districts in Masvingo Province gathered at Hlanganani High School in Chirezi East for belated celebrations of the Day of the African Child, where issues of water, sanitation and hygiene took center stage. Junior parliamentarians acknowledged the success stories while also imploring government to step up efforts in once marginalized communities.
In Bikita, they have begun to drill boreholes, and we see donations coming in from the government for sanitary pads.
Matapes ari kuiswa kuchikoro, mabohos ari kuiswa. Hai vakelo ni matoilet angakahle. Matoilet ekuhina na ni vana va hina eta mabhaso pa ekwenu aipfuna ekuitshama ke ndhawu ingakahle.
Chirezi East Legislator Honorable Siyaki Mundungeyama and Director Infrastructure Planning and Environmental Management in the Office of the President and Cabinet, Mr. Douglas Chimande, who was representing Masvingo Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Ezra Chadzamira, concurred government is in the right direction in improving access to water and sanitation facilities in schools.
Zvikoro zvedu zvikuru sei muno muChirezi East constituency zvava nemvura yakachena. Ipo pano patiri paHlanganani secondary school muri kuona tine majojo tank, tine masola, tine chibhorani.
Vanhu vese ngavabatane vashandire pamwe chete to make sure kuti vana vedu vawana mvura yakachena, vana vedu vawana zvimbuzi, vana vedu vawana nzvimbo dzine utsanana dzekudzidzira nedzekugara.
After the official proceedings, it was time for entertainment by various Shibelani dance groups who entertained the crowd with well-coordinated dance moves. As Masvingo commemorates the Day of the African Child under the theme of water and sanitation, the message is clear: clean water, safe toilets, and dignity for every child. Fungai Jachi, ZBC News, Chirezi.
The curtain came down this Friday at the Heritage Village in Harare as the Old Mutual National High School's Quiz 43rd Annual Finals are crowned as St. Anthony's High School from Masvingo Province the champions.
The televised academic quiz program brought together top student minds for academic showdown as it featured preliminary rounds, provincial and the grand finale this Friday at the Heritage Village in Harare. St. Anthony's Mission High School from Masvingo urged other contestants to claim the title prize.
The third defeat that we managed to win with a tie break with Pamshana, it was very challenging, but we managed to somehow break through and go into the finals 2026 bar, and where we managed to score 24 points out of 32. Wow, that was a nice experience for us.
The runner-ups described the competition as a positive platform to boost student confidence, encourage teamwork and expand general knowledge.
To be given the national platform like this and shine on it, it really means a lot to us.
It wasn't easy being here. At first, actually last year when we came here for the national, we didn't reach the final. But now when we came, we actually shocked between one of the best.
We've learned a lot. Firstly, we've learned we should not make any errors or any silly errors. We need to be accurate in everything we do. Hopefully next time we'll come back stronger.
It was a great experience, especially interacting with other people, because we have so many brilliant minds that come to showcase their brain, and it is interesting and intriguing.
For the sponsors, the quiz show reflects their commitment to education and youth development.
Students have gained valuable life skills alongside academic knowledge. This reflects our purpose, enabling positive futures.
Schools from 10 provinces showcased their academic prowess in a series of highly competitive contests, with champions cruising to victory while others had to fight until the final round to secure their place among the country's elite. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
That report taking us to a break. We will be back with business. To stay with us.
Starbright is back. Bigger, louder, life-changing. Do you have what it takes to be a star? This is your moment to shine. Stand a chance to win $3,000 cash, plus a residential stand, a recording contract, and many other exciting complimentary prizes. For one life-changing winner, all it takes is a bold decision. Registration is only $5 per person. $5 could unlock your future. $5 could launch your dream. So, what are you waiting for? Register now for only $5 using our easy WhatsApp registration system. Simply send hi to the official Starbright WhatsApp number 0786-259-971. Follow the prompts to submit your details. Upload your audition video directly on WhatsApp, less than 60 seconds long. Make your payment. Receive instant confirmation of your registration. It's fast, simple, and convenient. Thousands will audition, but only a few will rise to greatness. Don't watch others become stars while you stay in the shadows. This could be your season. This could be your breakthrough. This could be your Starbright moment. Starbright, Season 14. It's your time to shine.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant. But the fuse is about to go boom!
Every day, millions of moments travel through the air. A call home, a payment made, a lesson learned, a life saved. But behind each moment is something steady, something quiet, unseen, unshaken, powering connection, supporting lives. This is Econet Infraco, Zimbabwe's largest private infrastructure group, comprising towers, power, and real estate. We build and operate the essential systems that hold the country together with scale, certainty, and purpose. We bring together three powerful engines of progress under one roof. Towers that carry the signal, clean energy that keeps it alive, and foundations that hold it all in one place. Because behind every connection, every transaction, every step forward, there's a quiet force. Econet Infraco, Built for resilience, designed for growth.
You're watching News at 8. Thank you for staying with us in our business report for tonight. Since the advent of the Second Republic, Zimbabwe has seen a boom in infrastructure development, and local contractors are taking charge of all the projects, which reflects government's commitment towards empowering local entrepreneurs.
The Construction Industry Federation of Zimbabwe, SAIFOZ, hosted construction players for a capacity building workshop this Friday in Bulawayo, aimed at equipping local contractors with evolving trends in the sector to ensure they erect durable infrastructure. Contractors expressed gratitude to SAIFOZ for bringing in experts from the procurement sector to capacitate them, while for small and medium players, it was a chance to understand how to access government tenders.
Ukuthi ubekwazi ukuthi uphumelele kule ndlela omele uhambe ngazo, omele ufundiswe, ufunde lawe wenze ukuthi ufundise abanye, because nxa ungafundiswanga kusasa ubukhala usita ukwanisa ubona amathenda.
We are here to learn more about procurement, new developments in procurement, and also learn on how to interpret contracts that they get.
It's very important to us as contractors because it enlightens us of the trends in the industry.
It's very important that we all stay updated, especially with the digital era now in.
Procurement Regulatory Authority of Zimbabwe Operations Director Mr. Benson Share took participants through tender requirements and investment opportunities while applauding SAIFOZ members for creating the platform.
Right now, once you open and you want to participate in a tender, you download everything on a separate platform, and you work out on your tender, so that if you leave it at 9 o'clock, when you come back at 10 o'clock in the evening, you start where you have what? You have ended. It's something that the authority is alive to.
Speaking on the sidelines, SAIFOZ Chief Executive Officer Mr. Martin Chingaira said the partnership with PRAZ was deliberate to ensure stakeholders understand the laws and policies governing the sector.
The public-private partnerships guidelines have been approved by Cabinet, and for our members to understand these guidelines, we need actually to conscientize them so that they understand exactly what they are supposed to do in order for them to use the guidelines for their procuring.
As Zimbabwe journeys towards Vision 2030 of an upper middle income society, infrastructure development remains a key catalyst. With capacitated local contractors, the dream of a nation built by its own people is becoming a reality.
That report wraps up business. News at 8 takes a break. We will be back with sport.
For 22 years, the old Arsenal artillery has lain silent and dormant, but the fuse is about to go boom!
Zim Digital set-top boxes, decoders with all the 7 local television channels and 6 national radio stations are now available for sale. The decoder will give viewers access to ZBC Jive TV, ZBC News, ZBC TV, ZTN Prime, Pre-K TV, Kiona TV, NRTV. No subscription is needed as all the channels are free to view. For $25 or the Zig equivalent, the decoder comes with a cable plus indoor and outdoor antenna. The decoders are available at the Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe, BAZ, Transmedia, and all the TV broadcasters.
Welcome back. Now, Moors climbed 2 places up at the Kasolaga Premier Soccer League table to 8th position, at least temporarily, after a commanding 2-0 victory over FC Platinum in matchday 25 at Ngoni Stadium today.
The win sees Moors move to 34 points from 25 matches, leapfrogging both the Zimbabwe and Chicken Inn in the tightly contested mid-table battle. FC Platinum, meanwhile, remains stuck in 11th place on 31 points, their inconsistent form continuing despite a season built largely on draws. The breakthrough came in the 56th minute when Winston Mensah found the back of the net to give the home side a deserved lead. The striker wasn't done there after he doubled his tally and Moses' advantage in the 77th minute, sealing the 3 points with a well-taken brace. Sunday's fixtures are headlined by a clash between Ngezi Platinum and Hard Rock at Baobab Stadium. Manika Diamonds face Triangle United at Sakova Stadium. Zimbabwe hosts Agama at Wadzanai Stadium. FC Hunters entertain Herentals at the Hart Stadium. Blower Chiefs take on ZPC Kariba at Loveve, and Tel One welcome Cape United to Ascot Stadium. Meanwhile, the matches between Dynamos and Scotland has been postponed, with Scotland in South Africa for the Toyota Cup against the Kaizer Chiefs. Elsewhere, Highlanders' match against Chicken Inn has also been shelved following the tragic deaths of 3 members of the club's executive in a road traffic accident. Anna Shemrombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwean champion Scotland Football Club step onto the continental stage this Sunday as they take on South African giants Kaizer Chiefs in the Toyota Cup at Royal Bafokeng Stadium, with a match offering the PSL champions a chance to measure themselves against one of Africa's biggest football brands.
In Rustenburg, the name itself whispers calm. Drawn from the Dutch words meaning the city of rest, this northwest province town is better known for its white skies, platinum wealth and quite a dignity that settles over the foothills of the Magaliesberg. But on Sunday afternoon, there will be no rest as the Royal Bafokeng Stadium hosts a meeting of ambition and history. The bright sun will illuminate the two clubs traveling very different roads, yet unified by the same desire to become something greater than they were yesterday. In a league where history has long belonged to giants such as Dynamos and Highlanders, Scotland have forced their way into the conversation with the swagger of a team unwilling to wait its turn, and their Kasolaga Premier Soccer League triumph was more than a title-winning campaign. It was a declaration that a new force has arrived. Yet every champion eventually reaches a point where domestic success is no longer enough, and the only question that matters is how good they are beyond their borders. But certainly not in spirit. Scotland are not travelling to South Africa to simply fulfill its fixture. They are coming to measure themselves against one of Africa's football's most recognizable institutions, a club whose badge carries decades of history, expectation and continental prestige.
People are looking forward to the new season to see what Chiefs is bringing on board in terms of the new players and what the new coaches are bringing on board. We've got a new technical staff for some new players in, and I know Scotland is preparing also for CAF, Champions League, so it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a big one because everybody's got a vision for something to fight for.
Very important. Remember, we are playing in the Champions League, so we need to see our strengths, starting with Kaizer Chiefs. Kaizer Chiefs is also one of the big teams. They play in the CAF Champions League, so this is going to be a good test for us.
Adding another layer to the occasion are 2 familiar faces whose stories transcend beyond the fixture itself. Nola Jimson returns to the club where he began his remarkable journey, having grown from a fan favorite into one of Kaizer Chiefs' most celebrated sons before earning his move to Europe. As the sun sets over Rustenburg and the Platinum City trades its usual tranquility for the roar of football, the irony will be impossible to ignore. In a city of rest, 2 ambitious clubs will spend 90 minutes refusing to rest at all, reminding everyone that football's greatest journeys never begin in comfort, but in moments where ambition refuses to sleep. Lawrence Tusida, ZBC News, Rustenburg.
Now from football, we shift our attention to cricket, where Zimbabwe's Chevrons suffered a 90-run defeat in the second T20 International to India, who sailed an unsaleable 2-0 lead in the 3-match series with 1 game still to play.
Put in debate after Zimbabwe won the toss, India's batting lineup fired in unison to post a commanding 219 runs for a loss of 5 wickets in their 20 overs. Zimbabwe's bowlers enjoyed a difficult run, with Richard Ngarava conceding 43 runs in his 3 overs. Zimbabwe's chase never gathered momentum as the home side lost early wickets and found themselves reeling at 58 for 4 by the end of the power play, with the required run rate spiraling above 12 and over. Despite the mounting scoreboard pressure and the regular 4th wickets, a few Zimbabwean batters showed commendable fight. Brian Burnett provided a bright spark, striking at 32 from just 19 balls. Ryan Bell also dug in with a steady 20 from 18 deliveries, while Dion Myers chipped in with a quick 12 of 9 balls. Zimbabwe eventually bowled out for 129 runs in 17 overs, falling short of the target. With the 9 wickets down at 122 in the 16th over, India's victory was already assured, and they wrapped up the match clinically to seal the series. The two teams meet again on Sunday at the same venue for the 3rd and final T20, with Zimbabwe playing for pride and hoping to avoid a series sweep. Anna Shamrombezi, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe Cricket Board Vice Chairman Sylvester Machaka has died. He was 76. Zimbabwe Cricket confirmed the death, saying Machaka died at West End Clinic in Harare on Friday following a short illness. He joined the Zimbabwe Cricket Board in 2006 before being appointed vice chairman in 2015, serving the organization for 2 decades. He was part of the leadership that oversaw Zimbabwe's return to Test cricket in 2011, championed grassroots development programs, and helped guide the organization through a period of financial restructuring. Away from cricket, Machaka enjoyed a distinguished career in education and the civil service, serving as the headmaster of Marlborough High School, president of the National Association of Secondary School Heads, and later provincial education director for Mashonaland East, before becoming deputy director of sport and culture. Burial arrangements will be announced in due course.
Our Zimbabwe's security forces traded their usual duties for track in field, with both the Air Force of Zimbabwe and the Zimbabwe National Army hosting separate sporting events aimed at promoting fitness, charity and camaraderie.
Zimbabwe kicked off the weekend with the Commanders Charity Half Marathon held at Falcon Sports Club in Harare. More than 1,000 athletes converged at the venue in the early morning hours to compete across the 3 distances: the 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer and 21 kilometer half marathon.
It's good kuti vanodiki vakationa tichimhanya vanoonawo zvinovaoccupy vasaite madrug.
It's always important or special because we are helping to raise the funds for the charity fund for the commander, and it shows that we are responsible Zimbabweans, and it always makes sense when we do it for charity.
The event was not just about athletic endurance, as the proceeds from the marathon will be channeled towards several community development projects, including the construction of Maliwengi Clinic in Beitbridge, the Simuchembu administration and the science blocks in Gokwe, and the Mandija Clinic in Rusape.
The goals of this charity fund day is to raise funds so that we can embark on our programs which we have. That is in Matabeleland South, where we have Maliwengi Clinic, right? And then in Manicaland, where we are constructing Mandisha Clinic. Then in Simuchembu, which is in Midlands Province, Gokwe North.
The initiative underscores the Air Force commitment to supporting critical infrastructure and the previously marginalized communities across the country. Meanwhile, the Zimbabwe National Army held its Harare District Inter-Unit Sports Gala finals at Chisamagama Tongogara Barracks. The gala served a dual purpose of ensuring soldiers maintain peak physical fitness while strengthening unity among personnel and fostering good relations within the ranks.
It is very important in the army for our members to be physically fit. You term it wellness in the civilian. For us, it's an important aspect of our life. It is also important for team building, very important for esprit de corps, for these guys to group as members of the same unit.
The Harare district finals were a precursor to a larger national event, with the next tournament set to take place in Mutare in September. Anasha Mrombedzi, ZBC News, Harare.
Time for the weather report and forecast, courtesy of the Met Services Department.
The southern eastern parts of the country started the day cloudy, windy and cold, with drizzle occurring in Mukandi as well as Nyanga. This was due to the cool, moist winds coming in from the southeast coast of South Africa. Elsewhere, skies were mostly clear and warm for much of the day. Tonight, we're expecting very low overnight temperatures over the southern parts of the country due to the cold winds that are coming in from the southeast, mild over the northern half of the country. Tomorrow should be generally warm across the northern parts of the country, with the highest being 28 in Kariba as well as a 26 in Victoria Falls and Lupani. Over the southern parts of the country, we're expecting briefly cloudy conditions are getting clearer as the day progresses. Bulawayo cold at first, becoming warm by the afternoon. Briefly cloudy for Matopos, with chances of slight ground frost in the morning, becoming warm as the day progresses. Gwanda as well, very cold at first, becoming warm by the afternoon under sunny skies. Mashingo, briefly cloudy for Sunday, clearer as we get into the week. Gweru as well, very cold at first, with chances of ground frost in places. Mutare, the Manicaland area, very cold morning conditions are expected, becoming warm as the day progresses. Nyanga, mild for Sunday, getting warmer into Monday as clouds are clearing. Marondera as well, very cold in the morning, becoming warm by the afternoon. Harare, sunny skies to prevail throughout the forecast period, though mornings should remain cold. Kwekwe, afternoon conditions should be warm with very cold morning conditions. Kadoma as well, sunny skies to prevail, very cold at first and towards the evening. Chinoi area, very cold in the morning, becoming warm as the day progresses throughout the forecast period. Lupani area, cold at first with chances of ground frost in places. Bindura, warm daytime conditions to prevail under sunny skies throughout the forecast period. Victoria Falls, very warm throughout the forecast period, cool at first and towards the evening. Kariba, northwestern parts of the country, sunny skies to prevail, cool at first, becoming warm by the afternoon. That's all weather news. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.
And that puts a cap on tonight's bulletin. Thank you for giving us your time. Good night.
Good night.
Jojo Mikaeli na ngoma taneniwa akatorwa moyo neondo.
As the city wakes up and the world begins another busy day, there are hands already at work, shaping, cutting, welding, and building structures we often take for granted. Today on the Daily Grind, we step into the workshop of a steel fabricator, a craftsman whose work helps shape homes, gates, and the backbone of our communities.
Ndonzi Labjoy Tafirinjira. Ndi mugari wemukambuzuma station 5. Inini ndinoita welding. Ndo basa ndinoita welding. Nakatanga 20